Hello everyone and welcome to the Boxing Referee channel. This is Armando once again in the middle of the loneliest sport. As promised, today we're working ourselves right into episode 10, Knockdowns, part 2 of a two-part series. As stated previously, knockdown rules are pretty much straightforward, but we continue to see some unnecessary errors. Mind you, hats off to referees worldwide as we have a very high batting average in this regard. In part 1, we discussed basic referee knockdown mechanics and some of my personal thoughts. I think the takeaway from that video is follow the mechanics consistently, don't show off or dramatize, and importantly, give the down boxer the absolute best opportunity to continue without prejudicing the scoring boxer. All right, let's get going. For judges, a knockdown is a knockdown, so to speak, but for referees, there are some knockdowns that are far more serious than others, and that's what we will discuss today. The first knockdown situation I'd like to discuss is those that occur during a grueling bout and are when each boxer knocks down their opponent. We can think of many grueling bouts like that. In this image, we see Larry Holmes and Ernie Shavers. We can think of many more bouts like that. In those situations, usually one or both boxers is weak, and as the bout progresses, the referee must look for signs of weakness. Now let's look at some trouble indicators, and as you look at this image, consider these signs both during a grueling bout and after a knockdown. Although some of these almost look like medical terms, such as a change in skin color, remember that fatigue does many things to the human body, and the boxers are getting hit in the head, of course. In this image, we see more indicators. These signs here are obvious, and like in the previous image, only one can be a strong indicator of a badly hurt boxer. But as in lacerations and swellings, one must look at the totality of the circumstances. Sure, when you get hit in the head, you may become disoriented, but combine that with other indicators, well, be careful. So the best takeaway from these indicators is don't drift during the bout and focus. Tragedy can occur quite quickly. In our upcoming video on movement and positioning, we'll discuss situations where the referee must move in a little closer. For now, I will say that the concept of movement and positioning for boxing referees begins with a clear understanding that when you are in the ring, you must purposely move. More on that in the upcoming video. Should a referee ever stop a mandatory count? Yes. And there are some situations where for safety, one must stop the count. We see those in this image. Just be careful that when you do stop a count, it is for true safety and fairness, as doing so otherwise may prejudice the scoring boxer. We will discuss knockdowns where the mouthpiece comes out of the down boxer in another episode. Let's talk about some basics. Technical knockouts. These situations are distinguished from knockouts solely on whether the referee reached the count of 10 or not, but they can be equally serious. Don't dwell on this too much though, because if you have a good administrator, they will issue the correct mandatory suspension, whether it be a TKO or a KO, based on the boxer's condition. In this image, you see the typical situations where a TKO is declared. Don't look at these as one being more dangerous than the other. Again, the totality of the circumstances. Now let's get into specific knockdown situations. Knockdowns on the ropes, onto the apron, or out of the ring are dangerous. The ropes, because an already dazed boxer can strike their neck or throat with the ropes or fall right out of the ring. And in the corner, well, let's just say that steel corner post can be quite challenging. As a reminder, when the boxers are fighting close or on the ropes or in the corner, the referee must shorten their distance prudently. Being knocked out of the ring is rather rare, but whether it be by a punch or a shove, it can happen. As far as counts are concerned, onto the apron is a 10 count and outside of the ring is a 20 count. Referees must count until the boxer is in a standing and ready position. Then the referee will evaluate the boxer. Remember that in either scenario, the down boxer must not be assisted by anyone. And as in all knockdowns, the boxer must demonstrate their readiness and willingness to continue. Here we see some dangerous knockdowns. Now, never waver in calling in the ringside physician if you need them. In the first situation, a boxer goes down hard and hits the back of their head on the canvas. Very dangerous. It can be a double concussion where the impacts greatly increase the risk of injury, and boxers can do little to protect themselves in these situations. A boxer going down face first is a clear, unnatural reaction that demonstrates a complete loss of muscle control. When a boxer goes down like this, most likely the bout is over. But again, look at the totality of the circumstances, because many times we've seen a boxer seemingly out, get right back up, continue boxing, and even damage their opponent. The next one is when a boxer's neck strikes the bottom or middle ropes as they are falling, either back or forward. We discussed this earlier somewhat. Equally dangerous, especially if the boxer's neck area strikes the ropes flush. When a boxer goes down and then during the count goes down again without receiving another blow, pay attention. This may mean, and most probably means, that the boxer is badly hurt, or in some odd or rare cases, the boxer is essentially taking a knee or something. As always in knockdowns, the goal here is to give the down boxer the best opportunity to compete while trying your best to maintain safety. The timekeeper should never ring the bell during a referee's mandatory count. The bell should ring only when the referee concludes the down boxer's evaluation. So, if the bell rings, continue counting. There is no saving by the bell. Then, if okay, check the boxer during the rest period. Can the corner assist after the referee evaluation? Yes. Now, if both boxers score simultaneous knockdowns, the referee is to continue the mandatory count as long as one boxer remains down. The ideal method is to count between the boxers. If only one gets up, focus on the boxer who is still in a down position. Motion the standing boxer to the neutral corner, count, and if the down boxer gets up, perform the ending knockdown mechanics. Step forward, wipe the gloves, and so forth. If both boxers rise and appear ready to continue, the referee should do the same, perform the ending knockdown mechanics for both boxers. Fortunately, this is a rare occurrence, but try to practice this from time to time because it has and will happen. So what if the boxer goes down after the bell has sounded? The round ends when the bell rings the second time in the round. If this rare situation occurs, the referee should address the situation with the utmost safety and fairness in mind. If because of a fair blow, a boxer goes down after the bell has sounded, and I don't mean a boxer rising from or after rising from a knockdown, the referee will consider that the round is over and that the rest period has begun. The referee may then allow the boxer's corner to help them. If necessary, call in the ringside physician to evaluate the boxer in their corner. The referee can also stop the bout, of course, if they believe the boxer should not be allowed to continue. Think clearly, though, and don't confuse this situation with a boxer going down contemporaneously with the bell. All right, check out episode 11, Dislodged Mouthpiece Mechanics, where we will discuss all things mouthpiece. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel, and I hope to see you soon.